All right. Welcome back to the show, guys. We are here again with the not one, not two, but three-time flag football champion. Not just a national flag football champion, but also a world champion. That's what I'm gonna start just opening it up. I'm gonna just start calling you the world champion.
You just giving me too much hype. That's what it
like a WWE wrestler, the world champion.
when it's like multiple of them out there. It's just like you still the world because that's how it is with flag too.
Oh yeah. See,
Multiple divisions, multiple champions.
but I'm here with my guy Daniel, and we are gonna talk sports with you guys. Basketball season it's still on Bambi legs. It's still on little baby deer legs. So we're not gonna get a lot of basketball in. Well, probably none this week. That'll start later. But this week we got some fresh NFL games in the books, and another week coming up, like always. So where do we start? I think the natural place to start here is the Monday night game that just passed, right?
Yeah. Hey, that's usually where we could start off. It's an easy topic to get right into it.
Right. Wasn't an easy game for Brock Purdy and the 49ers though. As they
No.
got watching the game, because I almost said they got washed, and they kind of did get washed if you watch the whole thing, because it wasn't like they kind of got beat up the whole game, really. Like Kirk Cousins was cooking. I forgot you remember the score? I forgot the score. I ain't got it pulled.
Uh
19-14, something like that.
Actually I
Where is it? Oh,
mm,
22-17. Excuse me.
yeah. Yeah, because Brock Purdy threw that pick on the game, the
Mm-hmm.
the game winning
Ended it.
drive. Yeah, so I mean, two game winning drives. I mean, he had the two times at the end of the
No.
game where two times at the end of both of his losses where he got the ball back to show everybody like I'm that guy, like everybody's been talking about,
I,
and
I need a soundboard because I need to put that. You're not that guy,
yeah.
pal. You're not that guy.
I
Because Brock
mean,
Purdy.
in his defense, the first time it was a missed field goal, and then but this second time,
See, I
granted,
don't.
what else? But
Go
granted,
ahead.
he didn't do enough periodically through that game to
Yeah.
say like, oh, if they would have kicked the field goal, he wouldn't have been deserved. He deserved the L just as much as he deserved the W. I guess if anything would have happened, if the field goal would have made it, it would have been like,
Would we do that? Nobody would give Pat that same grace. We would
yeah,
say you got to score. You
but
got to
that's
score. You had the
yeah,
ball.
but
You're supposed to
I
score.
don't think nobody think. Well, personally, I didn't think Brock Purdy was that great to where every time the ball's in his hand, a minute and a half left, and down four.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we got this game.
I mean, we
Like
both agree there.
like it's just like I don't like I. It ain't like you gotta do it. Like we still trying to figure out who he is. It's
Yeah.
only been 12 games.
The
Well,
crazy thing
10
is,
games.
no, it's like it's 12. It's somewhere around 12 or 13 now. Somewhere it's up there now.
10
It's,
regular season, two playoffs, and an injured playoff game. So
yeah.
somewhere around that.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's floating around there. But I think honestly, the whole up until the picks on Monday night, he was really good. Like it wasn't bad. There wasn't the typical like watching him, he has a lot of the I don't even know who. It's kind of like Eli Manning a little bit, where when you watch him, there's some balls where as soon as it comes out of his hand, you're like, no, 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 no.
And then all of a sudden it's like
It's okay.
there.
You have
It's like,
you got George Kittle catching it, or it's McCaffrey, or it's Debo, or it's Ayuk, and then you forget like, oh yeah, that was a scary ball that he threw into the middle of the
yeah,
field
but
into triple coverage, but you got Debo out there bodying people, or Ayuk. But I think he played really well. It's just the pick. I think it's the complete opposite of the Browns game. Like he played awful the whole game and then had one
right.
drive, and he's getting credit for it. And this is like the total opposite. He played great, well, not great. He was good all night, and then just had two bad possessions back to back. Because people forget with that Browns game, they had the ball twice, and
Yeah.
that the possession before that, it was just incomplete, and then he did the where he was falling, and I think the fumble was before that, but that first drive before that was he
Yeah.
fell down when he tried to roll out. It was a bunch of goofy shit that
I'm
happened.
just I just feel like it's just different with Brock because he was Mr. Irrelevant, and the situation he took over has everybody's views like he's the last pick of the draft. He shouldn't even be.
in
I'm
the league.
surprised he
Yeah,
lasted 3 games or something like that. So it's just like so now that he got an unprecedented 10 games starting in the playoffs, but people got to realize like once again it is Kyle Shanahan,
yeah.
and
Sorry
he does
again.
have 4 really great players on his team, not mentioning a great defense. So it's just like what really
Five, really, if you count Trent Williams too. That's five
right,
all
yeah,
pros on one side
right.
of the ball.
So it's just like and then if he keep playing at some what level he's playing at, he might get a third team all pro. You never
Yeah,
know.
that's a good
So
point. Yeah,
just because of everybody around him. So
that's crazy. I just I think to be fair to Brock Purdy, okay, the picks were bad, but the real I feel like storyline that should be looked at was two things. One is injuries.
right,
Like it's starting to peak its head. We're heading into week 8 and it's starting to show up. The 49ers every single
every
year,
year.
every single time somebody's going down for 4 or 5, 6 weeks. It happens
Mm-hmm.
faithfully every year. And I don't know if it's the system. Nobody,
And
I
it's
don't know.
it's all they all pros too. It ain't like it was
Every
just like
time.
some random Joe. It's
Nah.
like
They get
Ayuk,
hurt too, but it
Debo,
ain't the same. Yeah.
George Kittle, Trent Williams, Brock
Mhm.
Purdy's out now, and it's
Yeah.
just like
Every
so. It's just, so it's just like what I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we can all get hurt at the beginning of the year, so by the end of the year we're
We're
healthy.
healthy.
It was like
Let's just all get hurt training camp, and then we can all come back week 7, 8, 9, somewhere in the middle of the
right.
season and be okay.
It's it's very weird, but I don't know. I still
But hold on. Is the second thing kind of goes into the injury thing is the defense failed them on
yeah.
Monday. Like
It,
they just completely and a couple of Fred Warner got dinged up. Greenlaw, I think, ended up going out of the game.
right.
But it's just like they completely would. I don't understand.
But
There's no Justin Jefferson. It's just
yeah.
Jordan Addison out there just taking their soul over and over again, and they couldn't
Forget
stop him.
forget Monday. The defense failed them against the Browns.
That too. You
The defense
the
moral was shot once PJ Walker did what he did against them.
on top of that, not just PJ Walker, but the backup run Kareem Hunt off the street.
Yeah. Well,
Kareem
I
Hunt.
mean, but he previously led the league in rushing yards sometime in his career, so we can't act
True.
like Kareem Hunt wasn't a scrape or something like that. Like he
No,
just
but we
came off the
talking
couch.
about
He's
year.
27, 28 years old. Like he
We talking
still
about
got some.
year 7 in the league, and he was not signed the
Right.
week before that, or a couple weeks before that, whenever Chubb got
Yeah.
hurt. Like,
Yeah.
so no Chubb, no Deshaun
But he
Watson.
also went back to a team that he was on previously for the last 2, 3
Oh
years.
yeah, yeah.
So it ain't like it's like McCole. He came back to the Chiefs and jumped right in. Not a lot of snaps, but he
Oh, you
still
want to hear something
played.
crazy? And this will. Do you realize? We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it later. But it
I'm saying
has something to
I
do with
hope it
Kareem
I
Hunt
hope
that I realized that
I,
like just totally blew my mind.
I hope it
Yeah.
didn't send. It's gonna send us on a tangent. We ain't ready for
No, no, no.
that.
It's not that deep of a tangent. It's just a wild fact that threw me off. But yeah, the def like, and we talked about it for a couple weeks now. Like I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand what the difference is. If to me, the one of the bigger questions I got from this are like, are the do the Cowboys suck? Because let's look at who they beat. They beat the Steelers, who are okay, mid, Rams,
Right, right.
mid, Giants, terrible, Cardinals, terrible, Cowboys. And then you
You
lose to
know,
the Browns, who are a solid team, and the
right.
Vikings, who are bad. And it's like, okay, so what is happening right now? Are they only like were we only looking at them as a high level team because they're a good, competent team playing just bad teams?
But
Is that possible?
that's actually that's a good question. Do the Cowboys suck? Because I was literally watching TV today and I was just like, the fact that people still got the Cowboys top 3 in the
Yes.
NFC
Yes. It's crazy.
shows me like what is the
Yeah.
NFC like
I don't
the
know.
N I don't understand what the NFC is going through right now.
I don't
It's like who
understand it.
is the best at this point? I'd rather say Detroit. Why? I don't know. I feel like it's any given Sunday. Like, I mean, that's football any day. But in the NFC, like the
Yeah.
NFC playoffs is going to be much watched TV when the playoffs come because
Yeah, because it's confusing as hell.
I wouldn't be surprised if a wild card team go to the NFC Championship just because, like, the Seahawks can
I can see
sneak it.
that.
If the 49ers win a division, the Seahawks could sneak to the NFC Championship. It just
Like
depends on how it
somehow
falls.
somehow the Buccaneers just Baker Mayfield just goes crazy in the playoffs and just has 400 yards every game with Mike Evans catching the fucking 200 yards and 15
Yeah.
balls and they just snap and lose their mind. I can see something like that happening in the NFC because you can beat the Eagles. The Eagles are there to be beaten. The 49ers look like they just
Win.
have completely flipped everything
All
around.
you got to do is have a good defense, and it seems like their quarterback can't play quarterback.
Yeah.
So,
Really, it's even worse than that is can you just throw the ball well? Because even going back to the schedule for the 49ers, we can take away the teams. Let's look at the quarterbacks that they played. Kenny Pickett, old Matthew Stafford, Daniel Jones, Josh Dobbs, Dak. It's like
then when they play Stafford week 2, right?
week 2, yeah. And that was a
Then
close game.
and
It
that's
was
when Puka
close.
went for like 150 on them,
Yes,
right?
went crazy. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean,
Like the Giants scored 12 on them. If you think about that now in the context of like how the Giants have been over the next 4 weeks after that game, like the fact that
they
they
scored
scored
9 on the
12,
Bills.
that's what I'm saying. And the Bills are missing like half their every. I went over this on Sunday. They're missing, I think it was four or basically every good player on defense except Jordan Poyer is gone. Is out. Ed Oliver's out. Milano's out. Trey White's out.
White, yeah,
Like
and some of them
everybody.
ain't coming back this year.
No, like that's Milano and White are.
And
I
White,
think they're done.
yeah,
I
they're
don't know.
done.
Milano might be able to come back, but
Hell no, man, that
because I
boy
don't
ain't coming
remember what
back.
happened to him. But like
It was just something with his knee.
we talking about every single one of their good players, and
Yeah,
the
and
Giants put up
they
9.
injury 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 wise,
uh,
the Bills are the 49ers, but play wise, they're the Cowboys as well. So they get
you got the
injured like the
worst of
49ers.
everything.
they, they get
You
injuries
just
like the 49ers, but they act like the Cowboys because they like supposed to be better than what they are, but we
yeah,
actually don't know who they are, but people still think they one of the top teams, but we still don't know if they're a top team. Like
it's just so sad.
it's just
Let's wrap so to end the 49ers talk. Are you worried? Does that worry you about for the
like
49ers for the rest of the year and their playoff and Super Bowl potential?
um yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, but the thing is, I had the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl against the Eagles,
I have the same
that
thing.
was that was mine. But the 49ers was supposed to be like that team,
Right
and
there.
they was supposed to be like we could have easily been wrong because we could have easily said it's the 49ers. We just took a guess on the Eagles but we
Yeah,
lost. We wouldn't be mad if we lost to the 49ers in that
yeah.
regard.
We
But
talk about the Browns and the Vikings back to back.
yeah, but it's crazy because we suck because we beat the Vikings by 7.
Yeah,
I just,
it's oh man. But
somehow we still be winning.
to
I don't
wrap,
know.
let's wrap on the that
Yes,
you.
be very.
Oh man,
Hey, I wouldn't
about to get me riled
buy
up.
stock. I would say I wouldn't buy stock for the
No
49ers
way,
right
no.
now. I wouldn't sell it, but I wouldn't buy it. It's a hold right
You gonna
here.
stay? Yep, I'm gonna
You said
stay.
I'm holding my stock to see what it looks like after Thanksgiving. Maybe Thanksgiving. Ask me again, and we
So
can
we
see if
talking
we buy
about
and sell.
Bengals, Jags, Bucks, Seahawks, and then Thanksgiving, and then they play Eagles, Seahawks, Cardinals, Ravens,
Yeah.
Commanders.
So ask
Like
me after
this is the hard
when
part of their
things
schedule.
is after Thanksgiving.
No, it's
So
right now. Is the next
oh well.
5 games because it's Bengals, Jags, Bucks, Seahawks, Eagles are their next 5 games.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah. So ask me at
it's-
Thanksgiving.
yeah, that's what I'm about to say because they're gonna come out of Thanksgiving and play the Eagles. So
Yeah. Well, no after that.
that's tough. Yeah, that's hard.
Mm.
But yeah, but speaking of teams that beat the Chiefs or play the Chiefs close and then all of a sudden become the best team in the league, the big splash game. Well, We can, like, there's two teams you could say that if you could use that. You could use that about the Bills, but this is not the Bills. We can get to the Bills if we want to talk about them. But
No.
the Ravens beat the Lions 38-6, something like that. I think.
38-6. It was 38-6, yeah.
Whew. Just a whooping, right? Now I watched that whole game from
Okay.
beginning to end. And the main mistake I feel like what happened is the Lions for some reason decided, let's just blitz. We're gonna
Yeah.
stay in our base
Yeah.
defense because the Ravens are gonna come out in 13 personnel, 12 personnel. They're coming out with 2, 3 tight ends like 70% of the time.
Right.
And they just decided we're just gonna blitz. And Lamar was like, okay, well, if you're gonna blitz, that means I have all my receivers man to man, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna it's just pitch and catch at this point. And he just
How
burned
many
them.
how many drops did they have that game?
Not a lot. It wasn't a lot.
Oh, okay. So interesting how defense probably played the exact same how they played Patrick Mahomes. The difference is we had what 6 drops,
A
and one of
lot
the
of
drops
drops.
turned into a pick six.
There were
So
no
I mean,
bad drops like that in this game at all. Not one that was that like
I'm
egregious
not trying
like the
to.
Chiefs game.
I'm not discrediting the Lions at all because they're definitely a good team for NFC.
Mm.
Like they're not. If they was in the AFC, they'd still be outside the top five looking in. So they're a real good team. But my thing is, we got to stop being week to week hyping these people up like this. Like we have to.
Yes, thank you.
like
Thank you.
I just can't do it no more. It's like
No.
I get it. Everybody trying to respect Patrick Mahomes now because they say who's the best quarterback besides Patrick Mahomes? Because everybody knows
Yes.
it's Patrick Mahomes. But it's just like every week they're just
Every
hyping
week.
quarterbacks up. It's just like this and that and this. It's such a week to week league is crazy rather than just looking long term like who played what. Because it's crazy how some analysts be like, it's week one, nobody cares about it, and then they
Yeah.
try to bring it up week 6.
8 weeks
Like,
later.
didn't they just didn't they
They
just
lost to them.
lose? It's just like you told me to scratch week one, and now
Oh
week
man.
6 it matters. Like
You talking
it,
about the thing that bothers me the most about sports media is that this constant need to feel like we have to. I mean, because we're in it now, you know what I mean? We're recording a
right,
fucking show and posting it online and shit. So, but there's this constant need to want to create a story. Like there has to be a story. And for a while it was, oh, look, the 49ers are good.
right.
Oh, are the Chiefs bad? You know, stuff, things like this. The last year was Josh Allen and the Bills are the greatest team ever, and then they come in and flop this year. Right now, you know, heading into week 8, we're talking, there's a lot of talk about, is Lamar the MVP? Is he the best quarterback in the AFC? Are the Ravens the best team in the AFC? The line, and this is the reason it makes me so upset specifically right now. Because we're just doing the same fucking shit that we do, that the media does every time for the past 5 years. If a team beats the Chiefs and another team beats that team, they're the best
They
team in
on
the
the
league.
they're on the pedestal. It's
They're the
just like,
best team in the
well,
league, but the Chiefs can't be the best team in the league. I don't understand it. Like, we can't have this standard where we hold other teams to a high standard because they beat the Chiefs, but then when the Chiefs beat everybody else, it's like, well, yeah, but they didn't
but
score 50 points a game, so they're not the same. They can't
yeah,
be the
and
best.
then also what kills me is Chiefs was our I can't remember what our spread was, but they was like Chiefs always play the Chargers always play the Chiefs close, blase
Mm-hmm.
blase. Chiefs blow them off by 14. Well,
Mm-hmm.
they're supposed to.
Yeah.
This the Chiefs and it's the Chargers.
It's a
They're
constant
supposed to do
moving
that.
goalpost.
And I'm
And
just like, and then the dude just dropped 32 for 42, 400 plus yards and 4 touchdowns, and we acting
we
like
talking about, is Lamar the
Lamar
MVP?
Jackson the MVP, and we just like, wait,
Now,
I'm confused.
bruh, this is
Like
the other
what?
part that really throws me off. Like, did
Mahomes is
people,
like top 5 in every quarterback even
bruh,
scrambling.
he's number one, crazy enough, or he was the past couple weeks.
I
Can
know
I
he number 1 for yeah. Just go. I know.
look? Think about this. All right, up until this game, nobody anywhere was saying the Ravens are the best team in the league. Very few people were saying that.
No.
Why? Because they lost to the Colts. They lost to the Steelers horribly. Lamar, I gotta find it. They don't. It doesn't have it on here. But Lamar has like 6 fumbles lost. He
Yeah,
basically he
he does that
fumbled.
every year.
But that's my major point is that I think because he's ended the last 2 seasons prior to this injured, that we forgot who Lamar really is. Like Lamar is that guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
Right.
here to just say Lamar is not a good quarterback. Now on Sunday, I did say I don't think he's gotten better. That's the real thing to me. I don't think he's actually gotten better as a quarterback
I think he just found a coordinator that
that calls the right plays that he's good at doing. But the crazy thing
right
is the production isn't better. He's not
the
averaging like some
same.
crazy more amount of yards per game or anything. Like
Right.
it's the steady. He's really, really good. He's a top 5 guy, right? And he's
Mm-hmm.
been that, but it's just he's been hurt. So then we forget. And then he had a weird year. Like last year when he wasn't hurt, it was kind of weird anyways. And he had the contract stuff. But now that all that's gone, he's just back to who he is. And it's not great. Like, it's really good. But does this like wow you? 169, 237, 202, 186, 236, 223. That's every game but last week. And if you just took last week out, that's the reason nobody was talking about him. He had 6 fumbles. He has 8 touchdowns. Like he
Yeah.
has like I think 3 or the thing is he's not throwing picks, which is cool. But Lamar never threw picks. That
Right.
is an
He never threw.
imaginary
I was like,
thing.
he never threw picks.
He
You know, it's
never
just like
did throw
because
picks. That's
before he'll throw a pick or think about throwing in double coverage, he gonna run. He'll take a sack
yes.
before he'll throw a
And
pick.
that was the problem. And now he's just making the right play and he's comfortable with his
He only
receivers and he's
right.
throwing it
Yeah.
to them. But I don't understand the hype of he's the MVP, they're the best team in the league. And I really
Look.
think it's simply the paper rock
Okay.
scissors. The
It just
Chiefs,
but
the Lions
they
beat the
just
Chiefs and they beat the Lions badly. So now all of a sudden they're better than the Chiefs, so they're the best team. It's
yeah.
so
So
annoying.
so this is how I'm gonna shut it. I mean, obviously, whoever listening gonna listen, and I don't know if it's gonna reach to the highest pinnacle of sports media.
I just talk like it
But
does. So
yeah, I just said like yeah. But if it does, let me tell you this: cut the shits out. Like
yes,
just cut it
yes.
out.
Stop it.
Like
Get some
stop.
help. This is why I need a soundboard.
Like
I need the Michael
yeah.
Jordan meme. Stop it. Get some
Like
help.
just okay. And so next and then so if the Bengals beat the 49ers, then
Yes.
Joe Burrow's gonna be an MVP.
Yes.
And now the
Absolutely.
Bengals are gonna be who's gonna win the NFC North, and if I mean the
Yep.
AFC North, and maybe they the best match for the Chiefs. If they
Yep.
play like that, then they the best man. So it's just like
It's
if
so
if was a
ridiculous.
if was a fifth, I'd be drunk if I was on
Very drunk.
so it's just like
Because
so
who
I
let's
just don't.
let me see something. Because okay, we play the Broncos, Ravens play the Cardinals. And there's been that streak of whoever the hot team that everybody's clamoring over.
Yeah, but
They
nobody's clamoring over us.
no, but it's the Ravens, and they play the
Oh well,
Cardinals next week. So
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
little bit of a trap game. You just
and
blew
they
a good team
already
out.
torched the Cowboys.
Yeah. So it could be one
So
of those. I mean, they lost to the Colts. I'm not finna pretend like the Colts is a good team. I'm not finna. I heard somebody say, well, they beat the Titans in a really good game. That was a 1-score game. It was 24-16. It was a
and who is
close
the
game the whole way
Titans?
through.
The Titans
Exactly.
about to start Will Levis right now because they don't know what's
Exactly.
going on.
That's
Like
my
I just
point.
they beat the Titans. Why is the Titans good? Give me 5 reasons why the Titans is
You
good.
can't.
You can't. You
But
can't at all.
but it's like if you look at it, okay, they beat Houston, but at the time, week 1, everybody was like, "Oh, Lamar looks bad." That was a bad win, right? It was one of those like I've been
They
putting them
should
into
have
categories. You have bad win, bad win, or bad loss, good loss. That's a bad win. You won, you look
right.
bad against a team that everybody thought was not good. You beat. Now think about this. People hyped the Bengals win when the Bengals were struggling. I think what did they come out of that winning 2 games out of the next 5 weeks after like that's not good. You lose to the Colts in overtime, which is bad. Like that was awful. They ended the game punt,
And
punt, punt, fumble, punt. That's how the game
shit.
ended. It was off. I watched that. Like I watched the whole thing. It
And
was
then
just like,
some,
what is
and
happening?
what's crazy is some people got the team that went to overtime with the Colts in a top five. Some smart NFL players, Michael Parsons. But anyway,
Oh, don't get me started on the Michael Parsons shit. Oh, that
but
pot,
anyway, back to what
bro.
we
But do you
said. Like,
realize Michael Parsons' top five list was top five teams that could beat the Chiefs? That's what his top five was. His top five was top five, except the Chiefs, who are really the best team. You know how crazy
he,
that is? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
and didn't
We
even
didn't
name his
do this
own
for the
team.
Patriots. We
And
didn't
didn't
do
even
this.
name.
Yeah, that's the funny part. But we didn't do this for the Patriots. We didn't go, okay, yeah, but just throw the Patriots to the side. Who's really the best team? We didn't do that. I don't remember that for the past 30 years that I've been
No,
alive.
and that was our era. We lived through that.
Yes. Like my
And all
whole
it,
childhood, teenage years, into adulthood.
even when Tom Brady was suspended for 4 games, he might win MVP this year. Tom Brady ain't even playing.
Bruh, I don't understand it.
Like,
Lamar is a great quarterback. I'm happy that Lamar is the guy that actually flipped the paradigm of the running quarterback athlete guy that can actually
right,
play. He really is the one who flipped this whole thing, who let somebody like Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, and these guys even
right.
fucking
Get a little spark.
yeah, like
Yeah,
he started
C.J.
this whole
Stroud
shit.
and all these other
Yeah,
people. Yeah,
like he
even
really
the
kicked it
even
off.
even the white ones. This would like even
Yeah, I
the
was gonna say Daniel Jones, like
yeah the Josh Allen's because them the Josh quarterback for Wyoming wouldn't have got picked that high if it wasn't for the evolution of quarterbacks and things like that.
but
Like
I mean they got drafted the same year, but still he didn't play his first year either. But Lamar made it okay to have a running quarterback, and he perennially took them to the playoffs every year, and that's great. But he's not the MVP. He's not playing that well this year.
no, he's not. He's not. He shouldn't even be number two. That's why
That's the
that
crazy part.
And if you a bet man, please don't start putting your bets in right now. Like,
Now you should have
don't bet
already
on
did
them.
that.
Yeah, don't
It's
bet
too
on
late
people
now.
now because Vegas says they might be number two and you might win some money. Like, don't bet Lamar because I guarantee by the end of the season he's not gonna get a vote.
Just
But and
put
if he
your
do, it's
money
gonna
on
be
Pat.
one.
That's it. Just put your money on Pat. That's the safest
Like,
money.
I mean, it's a safe bet. And if it's not Pat, I don't know. At this point, I don't know who it is. If it's not Pat, because what I mean, we ain't had our MVP discussion yet. We ain't gonna start there. I was
Nope.
like, what haven't he showed that he's not an MVP? I mean, other than his picks, but we
Who
can
else you
count how
put
many.
there? Lamar. Like
You
that's what I
can't.
mean. Is that's
You
why Lamar
can't
is there, because people don't want to keep doing this because it's boring. But we
because he
and I
can win every year if he really wanted to.
yes, it's
They
very
might as well.
simple. There's
Okay,
no comp.
if it's that if it's like that, and Travis goes off the rest of the year like he goes off, give it to Travis.
Something you gotta do
Like do
something,
something. If you don't want to give it to Pat, like they already juiced him the year he lost to Aaron Rodgers.
bruh.
So it's just like
Yes,
y'all owe him
he should
at this
have
point.
three already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like y'all owe him anyway. To be
because
perfectly honest,
that one year that was that shit was bad. Was that
yes,
2020?
20.
The year after the Super Bowl, where I
Yeah,
think and then the next year was like, that was the where the O line was
yeah.
bad. Yeah.
It's so cringe that he only threw for 4,800 yards. Like, so you see how
He
weird.
only had 35 touchdowns. But you know how
So it's
crazy
so,
Lamar won the MVP and he
with 20,
threw
like
36
oh
touchdowns
yeah,
and like 2,000 passing yards. You know how crazy that is? I
yeah,
mean,
because he ran for
granted,
like
yeah,
1,200,
I'm about
right?
to say he had like 1,300 rushing
And
yards and like fucking
yeah,
14 rushing touchdowns, but
yeah,
it's
but
crazy. Like
still, it's just like it.
a down year for
Wait,
Mahomes is
but the thing
just
about it is, if it's that, I just don't understand if it's really that crazy to give it to a
uh
quarterback because they did that rushing. Why didn't Michael Vick win an MVP?
well, I was just looking at that shit. It's because Mike's stats suck.
Wait, but
Mike
if
passing
but
stats,
if
he averaged 159 passing yards a game in his first in the hype when he like up until he got arrested, it's 160 yards a game. And he was throwing it was like 58%. That's why it's crazy to look at it now. Like quarterback shit has come a long way where we
yeah,
look at
you know
Lamar
why?
like he's
Because
not a top tier passer. And
it's not as physical on the at the at the at the hype no more. So you can't
true.
hit up. You remember
Over the
growing up,
middle,
boy,
yeah.
we used to watch. I know the Chiefs wasn't good growing up, but we had some hitters:
Yeah,
Pollard, Page, uh, again, Ron Parker
bruh.
couldn't cover at all, but he'll definitely
But
hold you
hit,
and
yeah.
hit you.
But
Like,
it's crazy to
so
think like tight ends weren't a thing in the 90s and early 2000s like that because they played 2 3 years 4 years because they was
yeah.
your whole game was over the middle and you was getting smashed by Ray Lewis and all them boys. You was getting smashed by the best line Brian Urlacher coming over the middle. You trying to catch a 7 yard in. You trying to catch it in and
That's
you
why
just looking at oh
Vernon
man.
Davis was really different back then
That's
because he
right. He
was
retired early
what
too,
was like
wasn't he?
the first tight end that run like a 4-3.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he
He
was. Yeah,
it,
you know
like
who's
Vernon
somebody else
was.
hilarious that I thought of when I was talking about Vic. Remember Algie Crumpler,
Oh yeah, when he broke his
bruh,
thumb throwing that bullet,
that shit crazy. Like
big
he was
boy
he. But that's the you had guys like that who were just huge. I'm 6'6", 260. And that's why I'm playing tight
Tony
end because I
Gonzalez,
can just catch it
Gronk,
and just run over guys or not get murdered every time I do that.
right? He's like Gronk, Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, Algie
Yep,
Crumpler.
yep,
Even Zach Ertz is a big dude.
yeah. They all big, but it's not the same now. Like Trav, like looking at that, like Kittle maybe could have did it, been like that back then, but
I don't want to
not a
go too
lot.
much on a tight end tangent, but
No,
I
you're
do
right.
have to say something that Gronk said because they asked Gronk who was better,
Oh,
him or Travis, and he said, "I do have to say Travis is the best receiving tight end in NFL history."
oh, that's without question,
But okay, but ain't that the main? If you don't want a tight end to catch the ball, then put him on the O line.
bro. That
The
is the
your whole
dumbest
job,
conversation that
your
people keep having.
your
All
whole job is to
around,
catch the ball.
Gronk all around is the best tight end because he actually liked blocking. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if he like blocking or not. Like you said, go be a tackle then. What are
Exactly.
we
Like
doing?
it's the weirdest things. It's like
It's
why are we
2020.
discrediting
It's
this?
the 2010s and 2020s we talking about, bro. This is not 1970. Oh, you see his pull block?
Is he gonna be in it? But what's crazy is people don't really notice Travis a block too.
Yes, but he's not great.
We don't ask him
He's like a
to.
7. He's a 7 out of 10. It's not amazing. Yeah, we
Yeah, but
never ask him to
we don't ask him. And then when he do, he
it's
do. But it's
because
just
he's
like
a receiver. He's an ex receiver damn near. Like he's the best. You know what I mean?
he's
Like
not a tight end. He's a receiver
yeah,
that
he's just
says
one of the
tight end.
greatest, basically the greatest slot tight end or slot receiver that there's ever been. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's like
6'5".
a way better Dallas Clark with
Yes,
Peyton Manning.
but it's just so that's such a weird conversation that
It's the worst. It's the
that
worst
tight end stuff is
conversation.
the worst, man. This shit, oh man. So we just had a short little break, and now we're gonna get into a brand new segment that I have been calling the mystery matchups. And what that is we're gonna do a blind reveal. I'm going to show my guy Daniel here two sets of statistics, and he's gonna choose which one he thinks is better, and then we're gonna reveal who they are. So let's start. Let me pull it up.
I just feel like I'm about to pick somebody I just don't like. As long as there ain't
This
no Zach Wilson in here, then we good.
it's gonna be hilarious. So I don't know how this is gonna look after it's recorded, so I just want to point that out first. So if this looks crazy on the video, I apologize. But so which one is this? Okay. So to preface all of this, all three of the or all three of the sets of two that we about to do are quarterbacks. One from the past that is no longer playing, and one in the league right now. So that's the that's the little tidbit of information that you're gonna get. Well, no, I'll give you some more. I gotta figure out who this is first.
I'm guessing the
Okay,
one with
okay,
61 games is the one that's not in the league no more.
okay. So here I can give you
Yeah.
the. I'm not gonna tell you which one's in and which one's out. I'm just telling
I
you
mean, I can
one's
tell you
in
which
and one's
one.
out.
One.
So hold on. Oh, I have all the stats pulled up and shit. All right.
Oh, Al, no, actually, the right side. That's definitely.
So take a good look. And I'll give you a couple extra statistics that aren't shown on here.
How many?
Now hold on. This is between these two, this is their first 4 years
Oh, okay,
of being
okay.
the full-time starter. That's it. This isn't the whole career.
Okay.
This is just and all three of these have different different versions of that. This is their only their first 4 years of being the full-time starter, not from rookie on, but just the full-time starter for the first 4 years. Okay, so take a good look. We got, one has
How
a
many
better
all
record.
how many all pros MVP the other side got? Your 2X media group thing is blocking that. Okay, there we go. Just move it up,
Move
up.
up shit. Hold on. All right.
He's like, oh, you can't.
I know.
No, no,
I
away
don't know
from
what you're seeing.
move your mouse. Yeah, that right there is good. I can
Okay,
see
you
it
can see
now.
now. Okay,
Yeah,
because I don't know on my screen. This shit is just I can see the whole thing. There's just the mouse in the way. But all
yeah,
right.
but it got your name right there where you're moving it.
Okay. So the guy on the left in the playoffs in this span. Let me make sure I'm looking at that right. Yes, the guy on the left is 2-4 in the playoffs in this span. The guy on the right is 1-3 in the playoffs. They both have only been to the divisional round. That's as far as they went in their entire careers.
He
The
got
guy,
an he got an
the,
MVP and only been to divisional round.
yes, the guy on the left has 11 pick sixes. The guy on the right has 2 in this 4-year span. Well, no, that's a total career. Sorry. The one on the left has 11 fourth quarter comebacks, 17 game winning drives. The one on the right has 7 and 10, which is a little misleading because that's the entire career. So, are you ready to make your choice?
It's kind of hard because
I
if
know
they
because
only
it's
made it to
very
the divisional round, like
yes.
what did I mean, I would, and if it's a quarterback,
Oh, so for people listening, let me go through this. Let me go through a couple of these.
I gotta go with the one on the right, the one with the winning record in the MVP, like only because
Okay.
it's a one. If they playoffs is the same,
Mm-hmm.
the least I can have is a player that can at least get an MVP. Like this,
It,
3 Pro Bowls. Like I mean, it's
mm-hmm.
his first 4 years. 3 Pro Bowls is good,
Mm-hmm.
but 2 Pro Bowls, All Pro, MVP. That means all that happened in 1 year, which means that's probably the year they went to the um, divisional round. But you also said he is the one that's still in the league right now, right?
The one
The
on the
one
right
on
is
the
still in
right.
the league. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but
I don't know how
61
I'm gonna
games.
reveal this for people for the TikTok. I know how I'm gonna reveal this, but for YouTube, I'm just gonna say it.
Six,
You guys,
61 games is what 4 years or
yeah.
5 year 4 years. So who's been a 4 year starter and got that many 4,000 yards in 4 years? Has got to be Lamar Jackson. It's the only person I can think of.
Ding ding
That's
ding. You're right.
yes, and then the other one has to be Donovan McNabb or something.
No, not even close, bro.
Not close,
Not
or
even close. Here's the
not no. Donovan McNabb got way more passing yards than that.
now
I must
here,
be tripping.
but it's only the first 4 years. You got to remember that too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah,
here's the
so
thing. When I was looking for comps between guys, and Lamar struck me as weird. It is Lamar Jackson, the guy on the right. That you're picking the one on. I'm assuming I'm just gonna go with you said the
yeah,
right,
I'm
so we're
picking
just gonna go with
Lamar.
that you said Lamar.
Yeah,
Um, so when I was going through trying to find comps for Lamar, I literally couldn't do it. Like going through entire careers, there's not all the running quarterbacks have significantly worse stats. Like
right.
throwing the ball, everybody, McNabb. The only other person that I could have thrown in here that was weird and it kind of compared specifically to their first 5-6 years is
Ben Roethlisberger,
Steve
Steve Young.
McNair. Steve
Oh shit!
McNair. Steve
See,
McNair
he was
won an
like,
MVP in 2003. I forgot. I didn't even realize that, but Steve McNair was the MVP of the league in 2003. Can you
so
believe
that was
that?
after his first 4 years.
Yes. Yeah. That was like
Yeah,
his.
but
I would have had to
I would still,
compare like a weird stretch. It was
I
weird.
would still have Lamar over Steve McNair. That's
Yeah.
the like
But that's not.
hands down. Like,
Here's the thing. That's not Steve McNair on the left.
oh,
The crazy here's the person, and this is the closest. If you look, we talking about 220 yards per game to 206 passing, right?
Right.
113 passing touchdowns to 103 touchdowns, 56 picks to 38 picks, 88 passer rating to a 98 passer rating. The rushing yards per attempt, 5.9 to 6.3, but the touchdowns is 21 to 24, which that's when I looked at the rushing stats,
Is
that's what made
that
me
is
go,
that
what
Ben
is happening?
Roethlisberger? It
No,
can't
it
be.
is Jeff Garcia.
Get out of here.
I swear to God.
And and it was the first, and it was
First
his best
4,
4 years ever in his life, because I would never guess that.
well,
Jeff Garcia.
he
Oh man,
came in
I
the league
mean,
at 29 years old. So this is him from being 29 to 34.
and then he retired.
No, he didn't retire. He played till
No,
he was
I know Jeff. Yeah,
40.
I know Jeff Garcia played along. I'm just saying he should
That's
have, because
crazy.
Jeff
No, he was
Garcia
bad.
wasn't. He
He
was
played
bad.
good for about a year and a half more after this stretch.
Yeah, I would say, because yeah, his first. I mean, but I mean, he lived his. If that's the case, and then he lived his prime out how it was supposed to be lived out as a
Yes.
quarterback. Came in
Yes.
at, because you got to think Brandon Whedon came in at the same time
Yep. And
and
didn't do
couldn't do nothing
nothing.
like this. I
Didn't
mean,
do
his winning record is
nothing.
His winning record is horrible. He has a losing record in his first 4 years, but
Yeah.
I mean,
But
3 Pro
can you
Bowls.
believe it?
Like,
Can you believe
no, Jeff
like
Garcia. Like,
Jeff Garcia was running the ball like that?
oh,
Because
well,
if
no,
you, if,
he was getting busy though. When you think about it though, like if you
bruh,
grew up watching football back in our day,
I
like because
didn't think
we've
it was
seen
like
Jeff
that
Garcia, but
though.
he was getting, but
Bro, if you
because he
look, if
also
he had
sucked,
the same,
because
yeah, yeah.
because he also sucked.
If he had the same amount of attempts as Lamar, he would have almost 4,000 rushing yards, and he'd probably have double the touchdown.
But the thing about it is, when Jeff, who did he come into the league with? The Bucks, right?
49ers.
49ers. Okay, yo, they sucked back then. So they
Yes,
line was horrible. Yeah,
that's
I
why
see
his
why he
record
was
is
running so
trash,
much. I see why he was running so
and
much.
he
They
was
didn't have a
just out there.
line, and they didn't have anything. Like,
It's
yeah, I can see why his
crazy.
stats is. He just said he was old. He said, "I'm not trying to get hit
I'm
like
not
that. I
doing
got to get out
nothing,
of here."
and I'm fast enough to do this. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it.
I'm not going to get hit by these kids.
I'm doing everything. Like it's wild. It was, but
Yeah,
that one threw me off
that is
so
wild.
much, bro. Like the next two, like one of them is a little like
That was a
whoa.
good one, though. I give you one. That was a good one.
But
I
yeah, I
didn't even
wanted
see
to
that
start
coming.
off with a bang because that one was so confusing when I was doing it. Just like Jeff Garcia and Lamar, because what I had to do was take Lamar's rookie year out. And
Oh, okay.
once I did that, like their stats line up like perfectly, and I was just like, I don't even what is happening right now? Because at first I had the three it was McNabb, McNair, Jeff Garcia, and Lamar, and then I just kept moving the years around. But I was like, this is stupid. And then finally got this combination. It was like, oh wow, like what is happening? So you compare the first 4 years of being a starter, and it's like, okay, they're throwing the ball, they're the same guy, really. Like that's the crazy part.
Yeah,
But that's kind of funny
first four
that
years of throwing the ball,
yeah. But
Jeff Garcia.
that's kind of my
I
point
mean,
with Lamar,
to
where it's like
to be
Lamar's he's
to be
okay.
honest, first 4 years of throwing, like I said
But
before,
to be
Jeff
fair,
Garcia.
when we talking about a dude being 21 to 26 versus a guy being 29, 30 to
30
35, like
years
it is
old, bro.
totally
He
different, but
came
it's
into the
still
league with a
crazy.
family. Like,
Yes,
this
yeah,
is crazy.
with like grown kids and shit.
Yeah, my kid 12. He in middle school. Like,
Exactly.
like
That's my point. You got kids that's going to be driving in a couple years coming into the league as a rookie. Like that's wild.
hey,
Let's see. Okay. Which one?
that was crazy. I could see him
Right.
right after that. Once you said first 4 years, and I seen all them rushing stats, I'm like, yeah, that got to be Lamar. Like,
I figured you'd
MVP.
do
You
that, but
said divisional round. I said that got to be Lamar.
I knew the MVP in the running was like, all right, you're gonna figure out it's Lamar, but the other one, there's no way that you're gonna figure out Jeff Garcia.
I couldn't even
Okay.
think that far back. When did Jeff Garcia get in? What year was that? 03?
2000, no, like 99. I think that was
Well,
99.
his first year of starting wasn't 99, though, was it?
No, I think that's what it is. His first year starting was 99. I think that's 99 to 2003 or 4, something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's pretty, yeah, it's crazy.
Lord have mercy. So he wasn't even. Wait, I can't even remember him being good. I just remember
Mm-mm.
like
That's what I was like. I don't because I remember him playing for the Eagles and he was totally washed then.
I
Like
swear he used to play for the Bucks for some reason. I
he
don't
might
understand.
have.
Like he
He
played
might
for a
have.
lot of teams, to be
I don't
perfectly
remember all
honest.
that. All right, let's go to the next one.
Oh damn, this is his whole career right here.
This is no, this is see, this the caveat for this one is this is these two's first 10 years in the league. So we
All
got
right,
on the
Brett
left,
Favre
on the left,
and
we got 103 wins, 54 losses, a 60% completion rate, 3,800 passing yards, which is what 239 per game, 287 passing touchdowns, 172 interceptions, an 86 passer rating. We can skip the rushing stats, blah blah blah. Hall of Fame. Obviously, that means that's the person that's not in the league. One
right.
championship, 6 Pro Bowls, 4 All-Pros, 3 MVPs, and an Offensive Player of the Year, and another. I don't know what you.
Unanimous player.
Oh,
Uh,
and then 2 more Offensive Player of the Years. We'll just call it that for the
yeah,
people
yeah. I think
listening.
that's unanimous something.
On the right, we have 108 wins, 64 losses, 60. We'll call it 65 completion percentage. 4,000 or 40,000 passing yards, excuse me, 234 passing yards per game, 308 passing touchdowns to 98 interceptions, a 100 passer rating, and blah 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 rushing stats. But they're basically the rushing stats are triple the other guy's rushing stats. One championship. What is that? 8 Pro Bowls? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even
Yeah.
realize it was 8. Jesus Christ. What? He made 8 Pro? Okay, 1 All-Pro, no MVP, no other
That
one.
gotta be Eli Manning.
Now, before you try to get me to give you some tidbits, this one doesn't have any more tidbits. They both went to championships. Their playoff records are they're good. They're not like losing playoff records and stuff. So, just straight off the bat, which one do you think is better? First 10 years starting in the league.
All right, so I'm a knockout.
It's tough. This one is tough.
It'd be a knockout the Hall of Fame because it's crazy because now he in the Hall of Fame. So why ain't the other dude in? Like that's
Okay,
just really
remember,
killing.
one's still playing. One of these
Oh,
guys
one's
is
still
still
playing.
in the
Okay.
league, and one of these guys is not in the league. That's the caveat for
Oh, okay.
all 3 of these we finna do.
Okay, so never mind. So the other guy's not Eli Manning. Never mind. So one's Aaron Rodgers. No, Aaron Rodgers got
Yep.
way more All Pros than that. That's crazy. One All Pro, 8 Pro Bowls, one
Bro,
championship.
that don't make no sense when you think about once you know who this is, you can be like, what?
That's Matt Stafford.
I'm not telling you who it is. You gotta pick
That's definitely Matt
which one
Stafford.
do you
That's
think
that.
is
That's Matt.
better?
That's definitely Matt Stafford because he because he was running up in Detroit with an All Pro. Yeah, that's definitely Matt Stafford because he got passing yards like a motherfucker. So, but who
But does Matt
is?
Stafford have 5,000 rushing yards in his first 10 years of his
Oh shit!
career?
I even said, bro, I didn't see that. I stopped looking ever since.
26 rushing touchdowns and 5,000 yards in his first 10 years. That's 50
His first,
yards a game, a damn near. Well, no, it's a little under, but still.
he a starter still?
I can't tell you because that will kind of ruin it a
Oh,
little
so
bit.
he might not even be a starter. He just on the back of the bench looking for someone. It could be fucking Chad Henne for all he cares. But but I mean first so I'm gonna just take
It's
out
tough.
but it's crazy. So when did they win their championships and things like that? Because if it's this first 10 years, because the awards and honors don't come until after, like, so Hall of Fame came after his 10 years. So obviously, so when did they win their championship? Was that within the first 10 years and stuff
Yeah,
too?
all of this, all the awards,
But the Hall of
everything you're
Fame.
looking at,
Okay.
yeah, is all within the first 10 years. It won't. It doesn't
Okay.
show. It would if I did the person's whole career, it would show all of the rest of their stuff too. They have a
I'm very
it's
disappointed.
crazy because the Hall of Fame
I'm
guy has
very
a whole other career after that shit. Like
it
that's
was
fucking wild.
yeah yeah. I'm just very disappointed on how the championships, Pro Bowls, and the championships and Pro Bowls match up, but then you get to the All Pros and that means one had to play in the
There's a
NFC
reason.
and one had to be in the AFC because during the like spike time because ain't no way like
Which one you taking? Which one is the better
I'm taking
career?
better. Okay, so
Better career in the first
well
two
in
years.
the first 10 years, it's so close, dude. Like
I know. It's tough.
it's so close to
It
the point
don't
where
make sense, bro.
it's so close. The other point, the other person literally probably had a better defense. Is the only reason why he's better.
Which one? Which one you saying that for? Left or right?
The left one,
Okay.
the one with the Hall of Fame and things like that. He had to have a better defense because the dude, you can't be doing things like this and your team really bad like that. Who did you play
I
for?
mean, look
Like
at their record. Their records is actually pretty similar
the
too.
same.
So
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's why I don't know who I want. Like passing yards. If we talk about quarterbacks, and you said you even said I'm gonna take rushing out of it, which means these quarterbacks ain't known to be running.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So now,
the guy with the crazy amount more rushing yards is kind of known for running the ball.
okay, well he's not. Passing yards is the same.
Yeah,
Passing touchdowns is damn near
this
you
almost the
20
same.
touchdowns off.
And you got to
Interceptions the
think.
only.
You got to think too. We talking. The guy on the left has what is it? 12 less games also. So you got to think about that also too.
Right,
Like you
right,
got to
right,
throw
right,
that in the
right.
equation. So some of the stats are off a little bit by a couple percent,
Yeah,
about 10,
but
15%.
if you got
So it's even
12 less,
closer. That's the
yeah,
crazy
I'm
part. If
saying.
you
But
put
if
those 12 games,
you got 12 less games, but
everything's
damn
real
near almost
close.
100 more picks.
Yes.
Like I just don't like. That's the thing that's getting me. Just like
Who the fuck?
you could really throw hella picks, and who is that? Drew
But come on,
Brees?
make a pick, and I'll let you know so you can understand what's really happening here. I know, bro. You just imagine me spending all day looking at these and just being like, "This no,
Because
that's not
I
no,
want
that's
to pick
no."
I want to pick the dude on the right.
Mm-hmm.
But if the dude won 3 MVPs within his first 10 years, he deserves to be picked. I don't understand how though.
Oh, you will when you know. But so you're going with the right
I I gotta go with the left, bro. Like my dude got too
for the
much. He got too
awards.
many accolades within 10 years. Like I don't know what era he played in, things like that.
No, that's the exact reason. So you're going with the left. Just to
I'm
keep
going with the
it
left,
going.
but the era had to be crazy different.
So
Like
the
it
person
had to
that
be like late '80s, early '90s, or something like that.
that Jeff Garcia. That's why I did the Lamar Jeff Garcia one to fuck you up a little bit because now you got to think about too many people. But the guy that you picked is Brett Favre.
See, I said Brett Favre
First
was
10
one of
years.
them.
Yeah, you said it. You
Yeah,
called it immediately, basically. The picks really got it, didn't it? I knew
yeah.
that's what
Well,
I thought.
he my favorite quarterback too,
I
though. Well,
figured you'd see those
Now it's
interceptions and be
Peyton
like,
Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, but yeah, but Brett Favre's like it looked like
yeah,
that too
three
much like Brett.
MVPs. Bro,
Yeah,
think
he
about
went
this.
stupid though.
Think about this. This is from 1991 to 2001. This nigga played 12 more years after this, had a whole
He
separate
did.
career. Like,
He
it's
did.
crazy. Like, when I was doing it, I was like,
Hey,
bro, this
wait,
don't make no sense.
we caught the back end of this list.
Yes. Like, as children, yes. But, okay. The guy on the right, you want to take one more guess at who you think it might be?
And he's he's a current player, right?
Yep. In the league right now.
10 years, one championship, 8 Pro Bowls, all pro.
But it might this might help you with a guess, and then I'll tell you right afterwards. His 10 years was 2 years ago. So this is all except for this is that dude's whole career except for the last 2 years. And that was specifically on purpose.
What, Aaron Rodgers?
Mm-mm.
No, fuck no. He got MVPs. I'm tripping. It got bro.
Russell Wilson.
He got.
This is Russell Wilson's career before he went to the
Oh
Broncos. His
shit,
whole career before the Broncos, the
bro.
whole Seahawks run
You know how
is
much
crazy.
that shit that he blew my mind because I don't understand.
Bruh.
I thought Russell Wilson had more. I don't know where the hell I've been at. I'm like one championship.
He
I
went to
thought that man
two.
had. I, I thought he had like I forgot he only had
Mm-mm.
one. I
Nah,
thought he had
they
two of them
lost the
bro.
Patriots
Yeah,
one
I
and they
know
won
they
the
should have
Broncos
ran it.
one. Yep.
They should have ran it. Yeah.
Crazy
So
though,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. Now that you say it, it's just like yeah, that is
It
Russell.
makes
And
yep.
who would I rather have? I would definitely rather have
Oh,
Brett.
Brett Favre, yeah. I mean, you
Yeah,
picked right.
easily.
You
Like
picked correctly. Now,
yeah,
the next one is might get a little like a
that's
little sketchier,
crazy.
right?
Brett Favre really killing him within the. I mean, career stats because that's what it. But
The awards is like out of
the
pocket.
awards is
But there was no
because
other quarterbacks. It was good. That's
yeah,
why.
but doing stupid. But Brett was doing some. He was
Doing
Patrick
crazy.
Mahomes
Yes.
minus like
He was the
the
Patrick Mahomes for
picks
the
and
90s.
yeah, he definitely was. Like he.
Yeah.
That's why Andy Reid drafted him because Andy Reid was his quarterback coach.
Yes.
That's why he said he reminds me a lot of Brett Favre.
Yep. Now, okay, let's get into the next one. But that's why I thought that's the one that started it was the Russ Brett
Oh,
Favre.
Russell and Brett
When I
Favre.
seen that like comparison, I was like, there's no way that it's this close. Like if you throw away the rushing
But
yards, you're like, there's
yeah, but
no
it's
way.
kind of hard comparing those quarterbacks to our quarterbacks nowadays because it's like passing them went up,
Yeah,
running
yeah,
went
yeah, yeah,
down.
yeah.
If Brett Favre was in the passing league, he probably would throw for like 70 times a game and wouldn't care.
Oh,
Like, dude,
he would just be a better version of Josh Allen. That's what he would
who
be right
play who plays 20 years in the league where they can actually still hit you?
now. Yeah.
Like Brett and then Brett
A
Favre would
dude
get
who's
back
on
up and then
painkillers every day. All right, let's get to the third one and then we move into our would you rathers. This is the last one, man. Can you see it?
yeah, I see it.
Okay, you see the whole thing. All right.
Games is closed, 5 games off.
Now, this is the first 12 years of these two's careers.
Lord have mercy. Ain't none of
So,
them did nothing. I don't want neither.
okay, now, so here's the little preface section for them because they don't have a lot of the accolades like, the Brett Favre and Russ. So I have to kind of give you a little grease to this decision. Both played for 3 different head coaches. So that's not you gotta, I mean, yeah, we'll talk about that later. Their playoff records, the one on the left is 2-5 in the playoffs. The one on the right is 2-4 in the playoffs. And they both have appeared in conference championships. So they both been to a conference
Yeah,
championship.
they never
Neither
been
been
to
to a
Super
Super
Bowls though.
Bowl. Yep.
Neither of them been to a Super Bowl. You said right?
Yes, neither of them
Okay.
have been to a Super Bowl. So that's your
Okay.
preface for this one. And then what we're talking about for people listening, we're talking about wins is 88 wins, 62 losses. This is the guy on the left. 88 wins, 62 losses, 62% completion rate or percentage. 32,000 passing yards, 204 passing yards a game. I can't even what is that? 183 passing touchdowns to 96 interceptions and 87 passer rating. Rushing yards is 2,000. Well, we'll say 2,400 and 14 rushing touchdowns, 3 Pro Bowls. But guy on the right, 80 and 69 wins losses, a 64% completion percentage, 34,000 passing yards, 227 passing yards per game, 214 passing touchdowns to 114 interceptions and 91 passer rating with 2,000 rushing yards and 27 rushing touchdowns and only 1 Pro Bowl. So, who you got?
I don't want neither. They got like a 1-3 every 3 passes. I throw a pick. Every 3 touchdowns, I throw a pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like 214 passing touchdowns, 114 interceptions. That's 100 like
Yes.
off.
But look at the win loss. Look at the win loss column. Pretty good.
88, 62, 1. 88, 80 and 69. So 64, 62%. That's not, you win 60% of your games.
Yeah.
In the NFL, shit, you pass, I guess. That's like anybody will want you. Neither of these guys are Hall of Famers. Which one's in the league and which one's not? Are they both? You said are they both still in the league?
No, one's in the league, one's not in the league.
Okay, and you said it's their first 12 years.
Yes.
Okay, so The reason why somebody's still in the league. First of all, what year is it? 2023. So that means the
Mm-hmm.
dude got into the league in 2011,
Mm,
12, 11.
or maybe he's been in the league a
He's just
long
a late
time,
starter.
and it was before,
I
it
would say,
was
yeah.
way earlier. Yeah, you never. I don't. Who knows? Can't tell you yet.
Well, yeah, I hope because with these, yeah, I hope you ain't planning this era with 200 only averaging 227. Boy, you need some help. But it's too close.
It's very
That is
close.
very close.
This
Who is?
was a little more surprising than I thought it was. Like it was like, oh wow, I didn't expect them to be that close, like identical, essentially.
This is a very mid quarterback. The reason why his stats is where both of their stats is where they are is because they've been in the league and they were sustainable quarterbacks for 12 years. Like it's just like, uh, it's just like, can we find somebody better? No. Can we draft somebody? He gets us maybe a wild card or not a good enough pick to pick a quarterback in the draft. Like so,
Yep.
that's how good of a quarterback
Oh,
these
and
dudes was.
their conference championship appearances, it's both just one time.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, who
Just
the
a
who the you know how many quarterbacks go just once,
yeah,
like,
a lot. You're right.
and he's still in the league. I can't ask if he a starter still because he's gonna be like that's giving too much information.
Yep.
12 who
Because that narrows it down too far.
it do. Hold on, I'm about to do a just quick little run through in my head of
Mm-hmm.
who's still in the league right now. Quarterbacks, NFC South. They've been in the league 12 years
Or over 12 years.
or over. Nobody in there has been in the league, or at least been to. I'm just gonna base it off who's been to a conference championship in the league still right now. That's the quarterback. Nobody in the NFC South. Well, yeah, I mean Jared Goff, but he went to the Super Bowl, so that don't count.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Nobody in the AFC South. No,
This shit tough.
no.
Look at their stats and everything, and tell me which career statistically do you think?
I'm
Go off
trying
of
to
that.
figure.
I know you're trying to
I,
game me and be like, I want to pick the better quarterback, but pick whose statistical career do you think is better?
I mean, statistically, but he played 5 less games. So the one on the right is probably the one still in the league right now because he played less games.
I'll give you that. Yeah, that is yes.
So,
But it's not. This isn't the gap between their careers isn't as big as the other ones.
you're right, right,
Just put
right.
that
So
out
this
there.
is just like you could literally put. I mean,
They're
I
in the same era
after
essentially.
yeah. Well, after you told me they both made it to one conference game, and I see 3 Pro Bowls, 1 Pro Bowl, you getting the same player. Like I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be wrong with neither player. Like I'll probably be wrong. I'll probably be very mad when I hear the names. But
Probably.
if I was a coach, if I was coaching these dudes, and I was just like, all right, cool,
You got to
I
pick
would probably
off of
want.
this.
Yeah, I got to pick off to this. I probably want to pick the one still in the league right now, only because maybe we can change that. I don't know. He old though, 12 years in the league. Like, bro, you about to retire. He
Yep.
probably a backup right now.
Maybe.
Like, I just don't.
You tell me which one you want, and then I'll reveal who's who.
I'm going right. Dude's still in the league.
Going right.
Yeah.
The man on the right is Ryan Tannehill.
Lord have mercy.
And
I'm losing every
this is
fucking game.
literally his entire career is right there in front of you.
I
That's
don't
his.
want him. Who's the dude on the left? Please let me change my mind. Who's the
Nope,
dude?
nope. You pick the one on the right, and you
I
about to.
don't want Ryan
I think it
Tannehill.
is so hilarious the things you have said during this little tirade of looking at both these careers and saying they both super mid. They both. I don't want neither of
You
them.
better not say Alex Smith.
It's Alex Smith. Yes, on the left. His career all the way up until Pat took his
I'm taking
spot.
Alex Smith. I'm taking Alex Smith. everybody
It's
xed
too
out
late.
what I
It's
said.
too
Nah,
late.
I'm
I
taking
set
Alex
you up
Smith.
and you took the
You
bait. It's
set me up, bro.
okay.
You
You called him mid. You called him all type of shit.
I can't do it. That's not.
Oh my
But
god! I was so happy when you started getting mad at how mid they was. I was like, "Oh, this is amazing! This is amazing!"
oh my god, I don't know why I didn't see that coming.
See what should have looked at is the
Alex
guy
Smith was not a bad quarterback.
Alex
He didn't
Smith
have a
got.
Derrick Henry.
But you got to think that's what you should have looked at is Alex Smith got 5 more games, but he got like 20 less picks.
Well, I wouldn't think like I wouldn't think when you get down to only 3 Pro Bowls, 1 Pro Bowl, and things like that. It's so many quarterbacks that you can start throwing up into the air. I didn't think he was gonna backball me and
Uh,
and then just hit me on the back door and then put my boy up there like that.
I
Like,
had to, bro. I
nah, I'm
had
taking Alex.
to. I
Alex,
literally
bro, if you listen
when
to this,
nah, it's too late.
I'll
Don't
fuck
listen to
with
him.
you, bro.
He
Like,
picked Ryan Tannehill statistically over you. It's okay. It
I
happened.
don't statistically, but I would
Yeah.
rather have Alex
He
Smith.
said if he was a coach and he had to pick based off of statistics, he would pick Ryan Tannehill. It's okay. It's okay. Intangibles, well, okay, that's yeah. But we looking at the career. This is what people in 30 years, this is what people are gonna look at. They're gonna
Nope,
see the stats. They're gonna be like,
only
whoa, what
because
the fuck?
Alex Smith was a little injury prone. So these stats are screwed a little bit because he was injury prone
No, no.
and all this and all that.
It's okay. This is all you just coping right now. That's okay. Cope and it's all right.
oh my god, that
I
shit
know
is
that
the
hurt, bro.
worst.
All
I
right.
Ryan Tannehill,
Ryan
my lord.
Tannehill. They're literally the exact same person.
But you used to say that back then, and I used to say no, they wasn't. I would rather
But
like eye test, but sometimes it's eye test because stats can be screwed a little bit because we don't
mm,
actually know. So
mm,
sometimes it's an eye test. Who would you rather
I'll take
have?
the running. I'll take Ryan Tannehill just because he
Not
might throw
eye
more picks,
test.
but he gonna run the ball more. I can do more with him. Either way, let's get on. We'll skip picks this week. It'll be fine if y'all don't get picks. It's a handful of y'all listening. It'll be okay. Well, let's do the would you rathers. Let's jump straight into them and you can get me back a little bit. Making me pick Ryan Tannehill. Where's damn it. Oh, I
I
didn't
can't.
have
I just remember. I just seen that I got 2 receiver sets, and then yes, I'm just like I didn't even know. It's like I don't know why I'm such a receiver head. I just like receivers so much. I guess.
That's cool. Hey, that's fine. One of mine was receiver, so I might only have one. So shit, go ahead. You can start.
I just put it like an old group of receivers and like 2 like rookies. So my first one is like, would you rather have Rasheed Rice or Zay Flowers?
Oh, that's go. Mm.
I mean,
I gotta. I. It's sad, but I have to go Zay Flowers just because I don't know. We talking about two. Zay Flowers is what 5'10",
five shit. If that, he looks
five
smaller
eight
than me, and
maybe.
apparently, yeah, he's about 5'8". Rasheed Rice is 6'1".
I just think
So,
the athleticism gives me a little more than I'm getting from Rasheed Rice.
but the thing about it is, like
And
watching both of them.
we've seen him run a more diverse route tree already. You know what I mean? Like he runs more routes already.
Yeah,
But that
I
could
was
be
see. I
system
see
too.
that.
So
I figured you was gonna say that because of that, but
yeah,
I feel like the Chiefs are trying to work a little bit away from receivers like
yeah.
Zay Flowers. Like we wanted
And
somebody like
they should.
bigger. He's 6'1", and then went like Rasheed, like because we know. I mean, we got so many receivers that catch the
Mm-hmm.
ball, want to go backwards, want to go east and west. Rasheed Rice will literally catch the ball and go
And
straight.
truck somebody like he
He
did this
would
weekend.
but he does that every time he catches the ball though.
Yeah,
He
just
catches the ball and he goes straight, and it's
yeah,
like
his
a burst.
acceleration is crazy.
It's a burst. It's
It's
like
literally
shoo,
he's full
and it's
speed
like
on his first step. Now it might be a 4.6, but he's still full
it
speed on
looks
his first
fast
step.
though. I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say it looks
It's
fast,
football
and he just
speed.
and it's
That's
just
what
like boom straight through there. It's like we hit him on slant. He don't wait for a block to set up. He don't do nothing. He'll catch the ball for screen and he just split boom straight there and just like Lord have mercy. Like if he can do this
yeah.
4 or 5 times off screens a game and then maybe get a couple of hitches here and there, like
Yeah.
Juju used to do.
But still
You
simply
never
off
know.
the upside, that what Zay Flowers could be is probably a little more than what Rasheed
Yeah,
Rice
but the only
could be.
reason why we thinking
Because
about
it's like
upside
think
for
about this. So what if their peak, if Zay Flowers' peak could be what Tyreek,
see, that's exactly what we're doing. We
and
trying to
then
keep.
Rasheed
We trying
Rice'
to
peak could be DeAndre Hopkins. Is that his peak? Just a jump ball, like a kind of I can throw
no,
it to you anywhere.
because D Hop wasn't really his rookie year wasn't really catching screens behind the line of
That's
scrimmage
true.
and telling him to go
So
straight
then
up. Like
who's his peak count? Like what's his like
who?
crazy comp? Odell, just bigger and slower. Like you're kind of, but he don't work outside though. Odell was like exclusively outside for like the first whole half of his career,
Rasheed worked a little outside.
a little bit. But Odell
Yeah,
was
but I
like
mean,
that's where he was at.
but the thing about if Odell played with Andy Reid, he wouldn't be
That's
exclusively
true.
outside either.
You're right. You're
Like
right.
it's just Andy Reid just moves you anywhere. Like Travis Kelce, our running backs be on the outside. Like like
Yeah.
so that's what's weird. That's what is funny about like that's why I put those two together. It's just like who would you rather have? Because it's like one's a 6'1" receiver, one's a 5'8"
5'8".
receiver.
Yeah.
Both of them was connected to us going into the draft. Like which one was we gonna pick? Zay Flowers or Rasheed Rice?
Yeah.
But what's crazy is Patrick Mahomes picked Rasheed Rice because that if you remember that story that came out where everybody was like Patrick Mahomes did a meetup with all the receivers in Texas and Zay
Mm-hmm.
Flowers was getting all the buzz, but they left one name off that list, which was Rasheed Rice because he said he didn't want nobody to know that he liked him because they knew if they found out he liked him,
He
then
was
they was gonna
gone.
try to draft him. So
Yeah.
that was the only name they left out that list with all the receivers that was in that pre-draft workout with Patrick Mahomes. So
Jeez.
it's something. I mean, even though he liked Clyde too, and I rather would have had DeAndre Swift. So now me and Patrick's like one on one. Like I think I trust your judgment. Sometimes I don't,
Here and there.
but yeah, because I don't like the
Well, can I
Clyde
give
draft pick at
you?
all. But
Let me give you my would you rather. So another one. This is gonna be another one near and dear to your heart. I think this shit about to cut off too, so you'll have a little extra second to think about it. Well, no, because I'm gonna give you one at a time, and you just quick give me a one or the other. Damn, this shit about to stop. Fuck. Uh, we'll start with you're starting with Jamal Charles. That's who you're basing all of this off. Everybody against
hey,
Jamal
hook 'em horns, man. Come on, dog. You already know I'm a Texas fan. Why you even do that to me? Like
because there's a
the man
reason. There's a reason. Hold on, this shit about to we have to hop back in and go through this so we can be done this
hook
too.
hook them horns, dog. Jamal Charles over everybody, and
Huh?
he a chief. Come on now.
Oh, we'll see. Hold on, we got ways up. Wait
Five
for this shit to cut
five
off.
point three 5.3 rushing yards a carry. Ain't it 5 point something? It's up there.
5.5. So I'm gonna give you. We starting with Jamal Charles. So,
Yep.
and then I'm gonna give you a list of. This is three more names, and you tell me. Would you rather Jamal Charles
Mm-hmm.
or Larry Johnson?
Jamal.
Okay. Kareem Hunt
Jamal.
and Priest Holmes.
Jamal. If Jamal had that line, he wasn't stupid. Like
Oh, that's a good point. You're right. That's crazy because think about this shit, right? Jamal Charles played from it's 2008 to what was he for us 14, 15?
Was it even that long? Because he didn't
Something
play with
like that.
did he play with Alex Smith? I think he did.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think he made it to like 14 before his knees started being bad.
Yeah.
He had 43 touchdowns. Where
Mm.
do you think that is on the list of the four people we just said? Where do you think he ranks in touchdowns?
Like total touchdowns?
Yeah, just total for their career with the Chiefs.
Shit, I wouldn't be surprised if his last Kareem Hunt 2 years with the Chiefs still went crazy. Because then
Oh,
he lead the league in it probably was third. Kareem
it's
Hunt
third.
last. Yeah, I would say it's Kareem Hunt last, Jamal Charles, then it's didn't Larry Johnson break Priest
Larry
Holmes' record?
Johnson had
Is number one.
55. No, Priest Holmes has 76. He has
Okay,
20
well,
more than
yeah,
than
okay.
Larry Johnson's second. But it's still crazy to think like Jamal Charles
He
basically
was.
he started 69 games. Priest Holmes started 63 games, and he has him
Mm.
almost doubled up in touchdowns. That just shows you the era and how crazy it is. Like,
Yeah, and then or the line or the coach, because Jamal Charles
yeah.
was, if he had that line, he probably would have been one of the greatest running backs ever,
Oh yeah,
easily.
yeah. I just figured I'd give you a little homegrown nostalgia kick, but you just went Jamal Charles all day, and I understand.
I did. Yeah,
do you
but I
have
mean, I'll test. Yeah,
do you have another would you rather for
yeah,
me?
I do, I do, I
All
do.
right, let's go.
You want the receivers? Or you want the coaches?
We can do both. We can just get them off. Let's get them off
All
quick.
right.
I'll do them
Would you
fast.
rather have Brandon Staley, Ron Rivera?
Ugh. Uh, Ron Rivera, just because he took a team, he took Cam and them to the Super Bowl,
He
and he had a
did.
lot of playoff success up until this recent stint with the Commanders. So I'm going Ron Rivera. That's easy. That one's easy. Yeah.
All right. So, and then my last one, OBJ or Julio.
Two niggas with bad lower half of their body.
That's exactly what I
Fuck.
did. I'm like, and they're around the same age, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
look
it's
this
really
up.
close. It got to be Julio. Julio's way more consistent than OBJ was. So I have to go Julio. And I just feel like I can do more with Julio. They're probably relatively like just as fast as each other, but I'm getting size, I'm getting consistency.
Yeah, a
I'm
little
going
Alabama
Julio.
versus LSU.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Shit. I had one, but this is off the top of the head. I don't have no stats or none of that shit for it. So this is a receiver one as well. Battle of the big boys.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather Jamar Chase
Okay.
or AJ Brown?
Both Cincinnati players. Hmm.
AJ
I'm gonna
Brown.
have.
Ain't no AJ Brown ain't a Cincinnati player.
Oh, well, I don't know why I was thinking of.
Thinking of Ocho Cinco or some
No, bro.
shit.
I was thinking Green.
Oh, AJ Green. No. AJ
Yeah, I was
Brown
thinking
with the
AJ
Eagles.
Green.
The
Yeah, yeah,
current,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. All right. Oh man, that's. I think I'll go AJ Brown.
I thought the same thing. When I finally thought about it, I thought
Only because I think the only reason why is because if I really wanted him to line up in the backfield and take a handoff, he could.
it's funny because when I was thinking about it, because I was thinking about it on the way here and shit, or on the way home, and I was like, I gotta go AJ Brown just because he can do more. He runs more
Yeah.
routes. I can put him in way more different positions.
What
Like,
would have been better is like AJ Brown or Debo.
yeah, I mean, I was thinking because I had the list. That's
Yeah, I
what I was
know,
gonna do.
but it's like AJ. I
I
don't know why,
threw
but
I threw
AJ
George
Brown.
Pickens in there too. Like, would you rather have AJ Brown or George Pickens right now?
What? No, I would definitely take
Yeah,
AJ Brown
AJ
over him. Yeah, but it was I don't know why AJ Brown and Debo reminds me of the same player.
because they
Like just
both
like
6'1", two
and just like
twenty, and just strong musclehead motherfuckers. That's why.
yeah, it's just like they look like they could be brothers or some shit like that.
Yeah,
It's like
boy.
us big boys. Is once they catch the ball, they physical, get down the field quick. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
look
don't
like they
know.
played linebacker and shit in high school. But that was a good show. It was a fun little ending thing. We're gonna have to bring these back like every other week or something like that, and
Yeah,
keep
I
going
like
on.
the mystery ones, but yeah,
Oh, wait till I start getting into
yeah.
different positions and shit. Oh man.
And once again, before we get off, man, shout out my boy Alex Smith, man. I didn't mean to
Oh, you
disrespect you
betrayed
like
him. It's
that,
too
dog.
late.
Like,
You betrayed Alex Smith.
I didn't want to do you like that. You still the second best quarterback in Chiefs history, regardless of
Yeah.
what I say. Like, and you my boy. You my boy, Blue.
You my boy Blue. It's okay, man. It's okay. You betrayed. You turned
You
on
the
him for
no,
Ryan
no,
Tannehill, and
no.
that's
What I thought I did
okay.
is what I thought I
He's
had
mid.
was
It was
I
mid. Two
I
mid
thought I
guys.
had a friend in the industry, and I can't even get high up before somebody backdoor me on the podcast. That's what it is.
Because I knew it was a setup. I ain't gonna lie, it was bad because I knew when I seen how close it was. I was like, oh, this is definitely going in there because we never gonna have to argue about Alex Smith again because he's gonna
Oh
pick
no,
Ryan
we're gonna wait.
Tannehill.
Now I'm just gonna bring it up against some other quarterbacks to see what he does.
But that was a great show. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am starving, so please subscribe to the YouTube so I can get more food. No, I have food waiting for me, but subscribe to the YouTube. Play the podcast on whatever you listen to podcasts on. You know how to find a podcast. Everybody listens to podcasts these days.
Search podcast, search
You know
Carver
it's
2X
on your
show.
phone.
Do it.
Search Carver 2X on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everything. You know how to find me.
Google it.
If you're watching this, you found this and you watched the whole video. All right. So you know how to find the stuff, man. All right. We out.
Peace.